Permítanme que me presente. Me llamo Daniel Iriarte y
Let me introduce myself. My name is Daniel Iriarte and I live in Istanbul. I've just been covering the instability in the Arab world for several international media. I've just got back from Beirut and I need a rest. But when the uprising in Libya breaks, I decide to try and go there for video journalist movement. One of my contacts, a journalist in Egypt, wants to get there through the desert with the help of Bedouin tribesmen. It's a dangerous plan. Between El Alamein in Egypt and Tubruq in Libya, the road is littered with World War II anti-personnel mines that still kill people. But I have to start somewhere, so I take a plane to Cairo. There I get a taxi to As-Saloum, the last town on the Egyptian side of the border. We speed along the highway all night. We have to get to As-Saloum before dawn. I'm in front of the Sirte Hotel, one of two hotels in As-Saloum. Both are fully booked because of the large number of refugees coming from Libya, among them both Libyans and foreigners who work in Libya. Now I have to wait until dawn for a group of journalists who plan to enter Libya in the morning. They're from Spain's Antena 3 TV. Susana, the editor, Manolo, the cameraman, and Abus, the producer. They've hired a driver to take us to the border.
Esta es la cámara que nos han dejado los egipcios cuando entramos antes de ayer en Egipto. Me quitaron la cámara profesional y me han dejado esto. Con esto tengo que trabajar y hacer vídeos.
Now everything depends on the goodwill of the Egyptian border guard. So just to be safe, we hide the cameras. Just before crossing the border, we come across this. Hundreds of Nepalese workers waiting to be evacuated. Nobody's watching, so we flip out the cameras. We managed to pass the Egyptian side of the border, and once we pass this gate, we'll be in Libya. But we have a problem. The drivers only accept Libyan currency. Thankfully, these young Libyans returning from Egypt to protect their families offer to pay our trip.
Thanks again. Thanks again.
Hemos cruzado ya el paso fronterizo, estamos ya en territorio libio.
We've crossed the border and we're on Libyan soil now. We're on our way to Tubruq. Let's see what we run into. There are many checkpoints along the way. By the look of it, the entire eastern part of Libya is now controlled by the rebels. But we're still not entirely at ease. A few hours ago, a band of looters robbed some journalists of all their equipment and even their clothes. During the trip, a sandstorm takes us by surprise. But finally, after an hour's journey, we reach Tubruq. My colleagues have to be back in Egypt for their 3 o'clock news broadcast, so they leave me at the hotel and head to the center of town. I have a date with an old friend, Nouria Tesson, a correspondent in Egypt for El País newspaper. Nouria and I studied journalism together and we're good friends, although we haven't seen each other for years. Nouria and the photographer Miguel Angel Sanchez leave immediately in search of a story, and they invite me along. Today in the capital, Tripoli, groups of African mercenaries hired by Ghaddafi are entering homes and killing people. Our idea is to follow the trail of these mercenaries.
He catch this gun from the black people.
We get the rebels to take us to one of their barracks in Sha'ad, where there is proof of the presence of mercenaries.
His name is Uthman. He born in Nigeria in 1948. Okay, he live in Sabha.
Both Nouria and Miguel Angel speak some Arabic, which helps them a lot in their work.
دلوقتي هو المترجم.
مترجم.
انا فاهم بس مش كله.
اوكي.
ماشي.
قلت لك يا قولوا لهم
After some minutes of discussion, they let us enter the place where the prisoners are kept. They're Libyan soldiers in the service of Ghaddafi and taken prisoner in combat. They don't know what's going to become of them, they tell us. They are sorry, but now it's too late. Now they are in the hands of the rebels.
Make fighting with Thawar.
Make fighting with
Thawar,
Thawar.
yes, a small word. They told him this is Masira and Benghazi. Okay, from Tripoli to Benghazi,
Benghazi.
not
Then-
Benghazi. No stay in
Not
Benghazi.
Benghazi.
Go.
In the room next door, we find what we're looking for. Child soldiers, African mercenaries paid by Gaddafi.
Michel.
They've been recruited for little more than a free plane ticket and the promise to emigrate to Europe once this is all over. One more of the many war crimes committed by the Libyan president. We ask why there aren't any adult mercenaries. After several minutes of evasive silence, the rebels admit off camera that they've executed all of them. Our work here is done. Now all we have to do is return to Tubruq to send the material we've collected. There's no internet anywhere in the region, so we'll have to hope we can find a well-equipped colleague who'll lend us their satellite connection. One more of the many problems of working in a conflict zone, in a Libya in the midst of revolution, a country where, until a few days ago, it was impossible to enter as a journalist.